Hold on, I think I low-key need a burp before this starts.
I still have to sneeze. I've had to sneeze for so long. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, we'll deal with it.
Hey everyone! Welcome back to another video on Holly the Gringa. I am sorry that it has taken me so long to post another video. My life has been crazy with going back to school and getting my new schedule down, but I think that I finally got it after a week of adjusting. Since I'm back in classes, that means my friends are back in town! This is Marissa, and I thought it'd be really cool since we're talking about American colleges today if you guys all got a different perspective than just mine. So she's going to be helping me answer some of the questions. Okay, so for those of you who didn't know, I attend the University of Findlay in Ohio. I just started my 5th year here. I'm in my master's program, getting my occupational therapy degree. Marissa is in her 4th year here. She's a senior, and she is getting pre-vet. So we're in completely different fields, which I think will be helpful as well. Okay, so I get questions all the time about what it's like to be an American college student, go to school here in the US, and so I posted on my Instagram. If you are not following me, please go follow me. And I wanted people to send me questions that they had, really specific questions, and they did, and so I'm gonna be answering them now with Marissa's help. My guess is that most of you probably think that college is just like crazy parties all the time and less than wholesome decisions.
If you're me, it's going to bed by 10 p.m. and staying inside.
Don't spoil the video. We are gonna get to the bottom of it today.
I have no life. I'm an 80-year-old in a 21-year-old's body.
Okay, so this was really surprising to me. Someone told me that in Brazil, apparently, the teachers come to the classroom, like for you, like all of your classes are in the same classroom and the teachers come in. It kind of reminds me of how it was in like grade school.
Oh no, we switched rooms in grade school.
Yeah, but that's how...
Okay. Yeah, for real, we switched rooms in grade school.
We didn't. I feel like I was in the same room all the time.
I think I like how we change rooms because I have a very short attention span, and if I was in the same room all day,
Yeah, I can see that.
I squirrel.
I guess where it's different for me is that most of the time I only have like 1 or 2 classes a day anyways.
Oh yeah, you have those really long ones.
Yeah, so like sometimes I don't even change classrooms, like I just have the one class. So for me, I don't know if it would make a whole lot of difference at this point, but I agree with you. It's kind of nice to like switch up the
walk
setting
outside
and stuff.
unless it's raining or cold. Then I'd rather stay.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good point. In the winter time, it would be really nice if we didn't have to change classrooms.
That would be so nice.
Okay, wait, Brazil, you guys, it's warm. You can go outside. We need to switch this around.
Yeah, come on. I mean, imagine it in the winter. You could like build your own little like bring a bunch of coats and like build your own little nest in your seat and just like hunker down and then fall asleep in the middle of class.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Do you live at school?
Used to.
Used to, yes. So
No,
in Brazil, they don't live on campus. There's no such thing as like dorms. They all commute to whatever school is closest to them.
I mean, that'd be kind of nice to avoid the dorm life, because no offense to anyone that liked the dorm life, but dorm life sucks. You're weird.
No, I loved the dorm life. I mean, I understand eventually you outgrow it and you want to get your own place and, you know, not have rules imposed on you, but
I just don't want people screaming outside my door at 3 a.m. when I have an 8 a.m.
There are some challenges to living in the dorm. But at the same time, you get to just meet so many new people.
That's true.
I would never have met you if we didn't live in a dorm.
She lived in the room next to me freshman year, and I followed her to the room next to her sophomore year.
Yes.
And you know, it's nice when your friends are literally right down the hall, or like when they're the floor under you and you can like bang on the floor like, hey, you up? But like now I have to drive like across town, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah, but you get to meet people, you get to meet guys, you get to meet girls, you get to meet people from other places, so like, it's fun. But like Marissa said, sometimes people are loud, you know, like sometimes you just need your own space. And a lot of times when you're in the dorm, you're sharing a room with someone anyway, so like you're moving in with a stranger and it's kind of hard. There can be problems, but
it's also nice you learn how to communicate with people really well, I think, because you're never gonna have more problems with someone
than when you're living with them.
When you're living with them before, like you haven't known them before, you have no relationship with this person, and now you share the same like what 12 by 12 square foot space, and 4 by 4 meter space.
You did that fast.
Hey, thanks. It's not that hard. It's a 3-foot conversion, huh?
So someone asked the question, Tell us if schools in the USA have those things that we see in movies, like cheerleaders, parties, that type of stuff. I think they do. Those things definitely exist. They have, you know, people have parties on the weekends or things like that, but you also have to remember that we're in school, so like if you are gonna be one of those people that all you do is party like they show in the movies, you're not gonna last very long. That you might be able to make it through your first year, but once your program starts getting hard, if you don't have the discipline to do your work, you're gone.
You mad?
I think people, they go out on the weekends, they go to bars, they go to house parties, that type of thing, but it is definitely not like crazy free-for-all partying 24/7. Like I think, but that's more fun for movies, so.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think movies definitely over-glorify it, you know?
Yeah.
And don't really show the consequences. And also, I mean, you gotta remember, Findlay's like small town Ohio, so it's not like,
That's true.
like there are schools that we call party
Party
schools. Two of my best friends go to one actually that like, it is more like that. Like going out on Thursdays, it's the same thing as going out on Fridays, even though they have class on Fridays, which to me just blows my mind. I couldn't do it, honestly. I would literally keel over. Like I would be comatose.
Yeah,
That's
I feel like it's just,
it depends on where you go, and it depends on the lifestyle you live, and like how dedicated you are to school and how dedicated you need to be to school
to make it through your
actually
program,
pass.
yeah. Or like American Pie even. They're great movies, they're super fun to watch, but it's not quite like that. Maybe like a moment. Maybe there will be a big party at some point for a homecoming or something like that, but like
On
in
a
terms
weekend.
of the entire, 8-9 months that you're in school, you're not partying all the time.
Nossa, que bosta.
Especially not if you're me and you go to bed at 10 p.m.
Boring.
Someone said, why don't you have graduation parties and prom after college the same way you do in high school?
That's a great question that I've been
Never thought
asking
of that
myself.
before.
No, I've been asking, because my high school graduation party, because, I'm a child.
Oh, I will say, when they graduate, their graduation parties last for like days.
Dude, I want
And
to come to
they
Brazil.
They spend like a lot of money, and it's all like this really cool. From things I've seen, they have like different theme nights and different. Like it is a big deal when you graduate, and I think that's really awesome. But here,
I want that.
everyone celebrates high school graduations. I think just because more people go to high school, and prom is a very high school thing, and you just don't really do that in college. I guess you're just an adult, and they're like,
I don't know.
okay, go get a job.
Because it's crap. Because for my high school graduation, because I'm a child, I got a bounce house. Because, why not? My dad was like, Marissa, what do you want for graduation? And I was like, bounce house. And he was like, no, for real. And I went a bounce house. And it came with a cotton candy machine, which is doubly awesome.
Someone said, I never understand what freshman, senior, junior, or whatever means. So a freshman means you are in your first year of college. A sophomore is your second year, a junior is your third year, and a senior is your fourth year. And then when you are in grad school, it means after you have completed your first 4 years and gotten a degree of some sort, and you are getting another degree, and a more advanced degree. So that's what grad school is.
Grad school doesn't really have levels like that. It's your first year of grad school, your second, there's no name for it. It's just kind of a a party.
Yep. And then if you're looking like further down the line, then you have like doctorate school or doctorate education. What is the difference between a minor and a major?
So a major is like your main thing. You're taking a lot of classes for it. So like my major is technically animal science with a pre-veterinary emphasis. So your major, like I'm taking all these animal science classes, I'm taking biology classes that are required for them, and chemistry classes that are required for it. A minor is like half a major. Like I will have a chemistry and a biology minor because I've taken so many chem and bio classes for my requirement, but like it's not enough to be a major. It's
it kind of means like you know more about that subject area than the typical graduate would. So like she said, she is going to have a chem and bio minor, which means she will know a lot more about those fields than I will, because I don't have that. But I have an OT major and a psychology minor. So I can't really do anything with my psych minor. I can't like practice or be a psychologist. I don't have any of that license. But it just means that when I go to apply for OT stuff, that I will be able to say that I have been trained more in psychology than maybe a typical OT would who didn't have that minor. But in reality, it doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of, most of the time,
paper.
yeah, most of the time, you just get it because of chance. Like I took so many psych classes that I just kind of got it. Someone asked a similar question. They said, is it possible to do just a minor in the US? I don't think so, because you have to be considered a full-time student, and that means getting so many credit hours, so many hours in the classroom, and to meet that requirement, you would be taking more than that's required for a minor, so it would end up being a major. What is your study routine? Do you study taking notes, reading textbooks, or whatever? I'm a huge flashcard person. Marissa knows this because she was on the receiving end of my flashcards a lot, but that's just how I study. That's how I do it. I make flashcards and I quiz myself.
I write out my notes, so I'll take notes in class. I'll have the PowerPoints from the teachers up, and I'll take notes on like what they're saying, anything extra that's not on the PowerPoints, or if they explain it in a different way that's on the PowerPoint that makes more sense to me, I'll write that down, and then I'll go home and I'll like rewrite that with the PowerPoint stuff like on a piece of paper so that it's all like together where it's supposed to be, and the writing it out helps me, and then I'll make flashcards and stuff. I think it just kind of depends on the class. If I can draw pictures, I'm better with pictures, but you know, not all like processes have, you know, biological processes, you can draw pictures and stuff, but not everything can. So it depends on what you're studying.
Talking about a lot of science over there. This is gonna make you laugh.
Oh, great.
I once heard that almost everyone in the USA has a ton of debt because of college tuition. Okay, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So most people get some sort of federal aid from the government that helps them pay for school. You also get scholarships, and those can be from your own school, you know, things for athletics, or from other companies who want to help you pay for school. But at the end of the day, if it's federal aid or some sort of loan, you do have to pay it back. You don't have to pay it back until about a year after you're done with school, but you will have to pay it back, and depending on how much loan you took out, you're gonna have a lot of debt, and depending on how well your job is paid and other factors going on in your life, it could take a long time to pay off.
Especially because some of those loans have interest on them. So, you know, you borrowed $5,000, but then it's got interest on it. I'm in school right now, and so they're not building up interest, but once I start paying them, they'll build up interest then. There's others that are already building up interest now. So it might have been $5,000 that I borrowed, but by the time I start paying it, it might be $7,000.
It can be a lot, and especially people who are in school for a long time, who are in degrees that take a long time to finish. I mean, I know people who are $100,000 in debt.
Eu não acredito no que eu ouvi. Não acredito no que eu ouvi. Não pode ser verdade isso que eu escutei agora.
And it's really hard. I think that most people agree that college is too expensive here.
Verdade.
I know a little bit about college. I would actually love it if you guys would tell me more about college in Brazil in the comments. You should totally do that, because I know that it's free, but it's harder to get into, I guess, because of the exam or something. I don't really know. But it is definitely not free here.
No. I'll come out of undergrad with not that bad of loans because of my scholarship.
Scholarships are beautiful things.
Yes, really nice. You can get scholarships just for like your high school grades, GPA, ACT, SAT, whatever. Then you can apply for other stuff. But then once I go to grad school, vet school, United States average for a vet coming out of vet school is around $200,000.
O sangue de Jesus tem poder!
And if I just blew your mind, welcome to my life. So cross your fingers that I am not the average vet coming out of that, and that it's not $200,000. I have asked Holly and Kaio to adopt me so many times, it's not even funny.
Last question, what is your favorite part about college?
Oh goodness. I like, so college versus high school, I like that I'm learning more about what I'm actually interested in versus having to just take all of these classes that bore me to death, you know? I kind of like I guess you would call it the culture of college, where like, I'm very, very close to my family, and I love my family to death, and I miss them very much when I'm up here. And I, like, some people are like, oh, I can't wait to move out of my parents, and that's never been me. Like, I'm totally fine staying at my parents, I just wish my bed was bigger. But, you know, when you're at college, it's a different dynamic where, you know, my roommate, if I'm out late or something, my roommate will text me to make sure I'm not like dead in a ditch somewhere, but I don't have to I don't have anyone saying, you know, you should probably be home by this time, you know, because we worry and, you know, we have to work tomorrow, and we want you to be home and know you're safe, and not having to like do that's kind of nice, having that freedom, you know? You build another family within your friends.
Yeah, I would say that it's the same for me. It's the people. I mean, obviously I met Kaio at college, and I met all of you guys because of that, because of school, and because of Kaio and everything else that's happened over the past couple years of my life. I would definitely say it's the people.
Yeah, and I mean through you doing all of this, I've learned more about like Brazil and other cultures in the world. Because I mean, you and Kaya
Guys,
talk
I
to
am bringing
people
Brazil
all
to
over.
Ohio, okay? You have no
She
idea.
really is. I mean, you both talk to people all over, and now I know so much about like the process of getting into America, getting a student visa or a green card, like all that. So much. I mean, they don't teach us that stuff in school, guys. It's ridiculous. Like,
É verdade.
I always knew theoretically that it was hard to like get into this country, but until like Kaio started applying for all of his stuff and like
That is hard.
I was helping you with that. Yeah, like it's ridiculously hard, and I don't think people realize that, and it costs a lot of money and everything else.
I'm educating. Look, Marissa, what language do they speak in Brazil?
That is so Portuguese. Come on,
She knows it.
honey. Anyone that's with geography class knows that.
No, I
cheating.
taught you.
Okay.
Okay, now that I have answered all of your questions that you had for me, here is the $50,000 question. How do you get into an American college if you are from Brazil or Portugal or another country who's watching me right now? And how do you pay for it? To answer that question, I went to the experts at the University of Finley to make sure that you guys had the right information, because I don't really know a whole lot about the process and you guys ask me questions all the time and I just don't know how to answer them. So I went to Victor and we are going to cut over to Victor and then meet back here.
Fala galera, Vitor aqui. Como a Holly disse, dois recados importantes para vocês. O primeiro é que eu vou estar participando do podcast do Caio, para quem não sabe, o Mundo Intercambista, e a gente vai tentar servir e estar falando de todas as perguntas que vocês vêm perguntado pra gente aí nesse mês que se passou. E a segunda notícia é que eu tô com uma viagem marcada a São Paulo, vou estar representando a Universidade de Findlay no Salão do Estudante. Para quem não sabe, é a maior feira estudantil do Brasil. Esse evento ocorre no Centro de Eventos do Colégio São Luís, que fica numa travessa da Avenida Paulista, durante os dias 29 e 30 de setembro, das 2 às 7 da noite. Para aqueles que não vão poder nos visitar durante esse evento, fiquem tranquilos, a gente está procurando um outro dia aí para se encontrar em São Paulo durante a minha visita, então fiquem ligados que a gente vai falar para vocês quando isso vai acontecer. Espero ver vocês em breve e até logo.
Okay, I just want to say thank you to Victor for being part of my video. I know that you guys probably wanted a little bit more information in this video, but go check out that podcast. It's going to help you so much, I promise. And remember that he is going to be in Sao Paulo to meet with you guys soon. His Instagram information is down below. If you have any other questions in his story highlights, he has a little box where you can ask him things that you might want to know. I also want to say thank you to Marissa for being here.
Thanks for letting me be here, doll.
And I will see you guys next time. Bye!